Well, I wanted to talk about this story here because I think Mike Steele will be a big proponent of this man here.
Okay.
Now, we've talked about this in the past. Mike Steele, where are you at on paying for a date?
Oh, fucking like if it's early and it's like if you're pursuing her aggressively, it's okay to pay for it, but for her to assume you're going to pay for it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or for girls that are like, I only go on dates if you're paying, that's ridiculous. I think that going Dutch makes a lot of sense, but I think that if like if the girl's not interested or she doesn't know you from Adam and you're like, oh, I really want to go on a date with this girl, it's fine if you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to pay for her because I'm asking her on the date. But if the girl also wants to go on the date, it's really weird because I'm famous for this. I had a girl that wanted to go on dates with me. She wanted to, but I was like, I'm not paying everything.
Yeah.
You also want to go on these dates. That doesn't make any sense. And she didn't want to go on the dates anymore after she found out I wasn't paying. And even though she was interested, I was just like, no, fuck that. That's horseshit.
What's the female equivalent with a fuck boy? Because that's what she sounds like.
Yeah, no, she was. She's been a fuck girl.
Yeah, fuck girl. Real fuck girl.
But yeah,
A guy
I hate
in
that.
Texas has filed a lawsuit for a bad date. His name is Brandon Vesmar, suing a woman
This
that he
guy
met
fucking
on
rules.
dating app Bumble.
Yeah, he claims during their movie date, all she did was texting friends all day. He says when he...
They went to see Guardians 2, by the way.
So it's one thing if
and she was texting during the movie.
So
That's his
texting throughout
bad.
the old date, that's like obviously bad form. But to also text through the whole fucking movie, like, God, go to hell. I'd also want my 1730 back.
I guess it was during the first 20 minutes.
He told her to take it outside.
Nice.
She left the theater and never came back.
Dude, this dude rules. He told her to take it outside.
And then
but
she
at that
just
point,
left. She just went home or whatever.
that makes sense. If you're having
Yeah,
a
fuck
shit
that.
date and she's being shitty the whole time, and then she's like, yeah, I'm also going to text you in the movie, do it. Yeah, fucking turn it into a fucking thing.
Well,
but take it
But
outside.
I don't think he deserves his money back. I think he deserved to end the date. But if he paid for her,
I think he
that's
deserves
his
his.
bad.
I think he deserves his money back.
Nah, that's his bad.
I think that if she went on the date and
She didn't even finish the movie. Why would she fucking pay him for a movie she didn't watch?
I have a feeling that since she was acting that way during the entire date, I'm guessing that he was also spending money before that, and he only wants the movie
if
tickets
she
back.
was gonna leave, she should have brought her ticket up to the fucking counter, got the refund, and given it back to him.
And if she had that little interest in the date, it's like, just don't fucking go on
You
the
don't
date then.
fucking know her life, maybe she had a fucking emergency.
Well,
She
she
had to
does
text
say
it,
she
and
does
then-
have an excuse.
And then he was like, "Get out," and she was like, "Yeah, fuck you then, man. My
Well, that's
grandma's
fine.
dying."
That's fine. They can both do it. But you know what you do when you're texting the entire time on a fucking date and you have a good reason? Maybe mention it even one time.
Nah, it's a first date. He
Maybe
doesn't-
mention it even
It's a first
one
date.
time.
He doesn't need to know your drama.
She doesn't.
I love
no,
that
there's
this-
nothing to do with drama. You just be
He
like, hey,
doesn't-
just a heads up. It's going to seem rude that I'm doing this because I had an issue where I was checking my phone a lot because I was waiting for a text back to find out that my mom wasn't in a coma, and I was out with a girl, and I kept pulling my phone out anytime anything happened, and I gave the person I was with a heads up to go, hey, just a heads up. I'm waiting for a text from the hospital to find out if my mom's okay, so I apologize. I don't want it to look rude like I'm just checking on everything but this, but I gave her a heads up because I'm not a piece of fucking garbage.
Very true.
See, that's the fucking shit though, where that's the difference. If my fucking mom is almost in a coma, I'm fucking crying in my bed for 3 days straight. I'm not fucking.
I wasn't
you're not, like-
allowed to be at the hospital.
I'm not going on a fucking date though.
At this point, I decided to file a lawsuit, and here's why. No
Period.
personal.
Well,
not
I
going
love
on a date.
this guy did file a lawsuit for like $18.
Yeah, this guy fucking
but that's why
rules.
he's the best guy.
No, he's the fucking worst
No,
guy.
No, he's the best.
guy.
This guy's fucking. This is the guy that Judge Judy yells at.
No,
and
this
kicks
guy's-
off her show.
This guy's a hero
Yeah.
for men everywhere.
He is.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm a fucking hero for weak men.
No, he's a hero for all men.
It was the friend. It was the phone. It was you.
Yeah, because see, he's bringing up a great point because her excuse now is that her friend had an issue or something like that.
I
It all
know
came
who's
down to her
calling.
friend.
Again, it's not a huge deal to just fucking mention something. If your friend has an issue, be like, hey, sorry, I keep pulling my phone
Well,
out.
my friend has diarrhea. She's gonna text
You don't,
me
you
or
don't
text
have
me.
to break it
shit.
down. It's
Yeah.
not rude to say like, hey,
My friend has
I'm
some
letting you
stuff going
know
on.
why I'm doing this thing, and if it bothers you afterwards, that's fine. But at least I'm giving you a heads up, so you're not sitting there wondering like, why
because
it's
one thing
happening.
I could say is like I get annoyed with people I don't know on their phone. Never mind if I'm on a date with someone and they're on their phone.
That would be the
during
bigger concern for me.
Guardians, you're telling me that Baby Groot's dancing right now during the opening credits, and this person's on their fucking phone. I'm like, get out of here.
That would be the bigger concern is the rudeness of texting in the
Yeah,
theater.
that's just rude in general.
No, I agree. I mean, if they were just texting at dinner, that's another thing. I probably wouldn't be on his side immediately. unless he had a really good case. But it's mostly just during the movie.
Well, honestly, even if it was just during the movie, but the idea that it was all day, all during the date, and then also during the movie, it's just like it all compounds on itself.
Let's check back in with this autistic hero here.
This fucking worst guy.
That no, he's the best guy.
Yeah,
you know he's
he
the best
rolls.
guy, Thorson.
It was the phone. It was you. It's nonsense.
Yeah. Well, they haven't spoken since the date.
Oh, really?
And this is kind of why I hate this girl, by the way.
Oh, she's fucking making it seem like he was dangerous.
Yes, she's trying to play this card. She says his behavior made me extremely uncomfortable, and I felt I need to remove myself from the situation. That's not true.
No, there's nothing true about that.
Yeah.
What
This
a
doesn't even count as
Shocking.
victim blaming because she's not
The
a
woman
victim.
released a statement saying, she released a statement.
She's a victim of a
Vesmar's
bad
behavior
date.
made me extremely uncomfortable.
And look at her passive-aggressive shit.
Fuck off.
I hope one day he can move past this and find peace in his life. She's trying to get him with a jab.
Yeah, eat an ass. Eat another girl's ass, you
But
lesbian.
because she knows...
I wonder why Caitlin won't call in.
But she knows that everyone's going to think she's the piece of garbage for texting during a movie, because no one likes anyone that's texting during a movie. When you pay fucking $10 to $15 to go to a movie theater and someone's got their fucking phone out and distracting you.
And I felt I needed to remove myself from the situation for my own safety.
Which one's
she
her?
added,
Are there
I
pics?
hope one day he can move past this and find peace in his life. My favorite part of the whole thing, though, is how much he's suing for. $17.31.
He's standing up.
The cost of the movie tickets.
That's
Yes.
at that point though. That's fucking petty. If
Well,
I-
but
on both sides.
But
on both
that's what I was
sides.
gonna say. Who's pettier? Because she should just pay up.
Yeah. If I were her,
She should just pay up the,
If I were
20.
her, I would
give him
just pay.
20. Be like, keep the change, motherfucker.
Yeah, turn it into like
Exactly.
him
Keep
being
the
an
change,
asshole.
you filthy animal.
She could make him the asshole you think he is so easily.
If she just paid him the $20.
Exactly. If I'm her, I'm just
Yeah.
paying her. If I'm him, I'm like, whatever. Fuck
I
you.
think you're right.
$20 ain't nothing to me. Like, nah, they're both the worst. They're both the fucking worst.
I do agree. I do think she's a little more worse.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're a fucking
Well,
sexist.
no, it's because she
it's
started
more
it.
Your
movie
feminism shirt can't fool me.
It's more it's more the movie theater aspect, because if I was like not with her and I see her dumb phone lighting up the theater while I'm trying to watch Guardians 2, I'm trying to laugh at Baby Groot and how cute he is, and then she's got her stupid fucking phone out. Oh man.
Is
I'm
it
like,
the-
someone should sue her.
Is it the first time you're at Guardians or the second time?
It's the 6th time I'm
I had to do the turn your phone off the other day to someone in a movie.
I don't do that. I just sit and stew.
I was going
I
to
just sit and stew.
Well,
like
no.
a
So
little
I
piece
went.
of shit.
I went and saw King Arthur, and there's people in front of me.
Oh, you're the one?
I mean, you knew ahead of time.
Yeah, I know.
It was fine. It was everything World of Warcraft should have been. It had some problems, but it was a much better. It was a good movie.
I did
it wasn't
that-
great though.
I did that at
I've heard there's
at Les
actually some.
Miserables,
I
which
heard
is
there's some
worse.
great action in
Dude,
that King
there's
Arthur
some
movie.
super
I heard that,
cool-
especially the beginning's fucking kick ass.
Dude, the beginning is so because there's so much cool stuff in it. It suffers from some issues, but there's lots of cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm sitting there, and it was at the movie theater we went and saw the first Guardians at, Jim. And so I'm sitting there, and then someone in front of us, directly in front of me to my left, just whips out their phone, and they didn't turn the brightness down, and they start texting. Then they eventually turn the brightness down, but it's so bright as fuck. And so I waited and I checked because I know it's sort of ironic, but I checked my phone really quick so I could see like how long it had been. It had been like 25 minutes, and he was just sitting there fucking texting, and I was like, "Hey, dude, can you turn your phone off, please?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Huh? Oh, you can see that?"
Of course.
And I was like, "Yeah."
'Cause,
you've
I mean-
had it out for a half an hour, and he's like, "Oh."
I mean, I'll even give people the benefit of the doubt. If someone just takes out their phone once real quick and checks it,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like a fucking stickler. Like, because I assume, like, oh, maybe they thought it was an emergency.
Exactly.
Or something.
There's
But
opportunities.
if people are like legit constantly on their shit,
And
like,
it wasn't
taking
pulling it out and putting it
yeah.
away like maybe he thought it was going to end. He had it out for half an hour straight. At that point, go out in the fucking hallway, dude. It's either so important that you shouldn't be sitting in the movie while you text, or it's not important and it's weird that you've decided to have your phone out. You can't have it both ways. Either it's super important and go out in the hallway, or it's not important and why'd you do it in the first place?
Jim accosted me after one text during Keanu.
Well,
I
you were
remember
tweeting.
that.
You're tweeting during it.
Yeah.
And I was
just
like,
once,
put your fucking phone
only
away.
one time, and it was also during Keanu. Fucking.
But still, I did the same thing to Kid Cudi and his mom, and he blocked me
Yeah, that was great.
because he was texting screen grabs of his mom texting him during I forget which movie it was, but it was like all these different texts, and I was like, tell her to put her fucking phone away. Fucking bitch ass blocked me because he knew I was right.
Yeah, you got a lot of heat there.
Yeah, hell yeah. I get some nice cheap heat out of that. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I've texted during a movie, but I'll usually I'll sit in the back though.
I was in the back. I was in the
All
back
right.
top corner.
You know what?
during Keanu.
If you tell me that, I'll fucking
I did, and
I'll
you
rescind.
still gave me shit.
No,
Yeah,
no.
you did.
Here's what I'll do. If I know me, and I think I know me, what I'll do is I'll rescind it and I'll say, hey, apologies, I didn't realize.
I want to fucking find this series of tweets right now. I want to find them so bad.
I'll be
I
like,
don't
hey,
know
you
if
know
I
what?
can.
I rescind my angry tweet, and I apologize because you're at the back with your screen set low.
The only time I ever whipped out my
no.
phone. Have you ever had one of those guys that like sits in there just to watch the trailers to find out which trailers play before movies? Have you ever seen those guys?
I don't
They-
know if I've seen that.
Yeah, they come into movies. I've noticed them a
I'm
lot
completely
lately.
fine with people having their phone out during the trailers, though.
Well,
I don't give a shit about
Sure. And so yeah, I see them a lot at movies where they come in with like a notebook, they watch the trailers, and then they leave. And I assume they work for some sort of fucking census group or something. And I had a guy sit next to me and he goes, hey, would you mind doing me a favor? Can you tell me which 3 trailers come up next? I'll be back in like 10 minutes. You can just tell me what they are. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was worried about I wouldn't be able to remember the names. So I pulled out my phone, put on lowest brightness, opened up notes, and when the trailer came on, I put the name, put it back in my pocket. Pull it out, new trailer, name, back in my pocket. And some old man was like, you need to turn your goddamn phone off. And I was like, oh, sorry, man, I'm doing this guy a favor. He's watching the trailers. It won't be during the movie, and don't worry, I won't keep it out. And he goes, that doesn't goddamn matter.
Oh, yeah, it does, bitch.
And then, I remember that he kept adding goddamn because he was adding it in weird spots.
Yeah.
And then I go, well, I'm sorry, I told him I'd do it. So, again, it will be the next 3 trailers, and it will never happen again. He goes, I'm moving my goddamn seat. And then, because it was like where you choose your seats, and so he, I guess, assumed it was far enough in the movie where you could decide which seats were empty. He got up and went to a completely different row and sat somewhere else because he was so mad that I pulled my phone out 3 times to write the names of trailers.
I'd be like, but dude, I want you to sit near me.
I think that trailers
You're so cool.
Trailers are free game.
Yeah, they are.
You can do whatever you want during trailers.
Although Zombeak in the chat says, let me see, let me scroll up here. What about when Jim and them goes in a group of people to a movie and they make fun of it the whole time?
I will admit that I tend not to talk during movies unless the movie's atrocious.
Yeah.
And Jim is next to me.
I've
If
been-
Jim is not next to me, I don't. I
But
never
I've
talk
been,
in movies.
I've been with you guys and been uncomfortable with how much you were talking.
I mean,
during
I
the
Which
admit
movie?
fault.
definitely Spider-Man for sure, and Godzilla.
Oh, Amazing
Godzilla,
Spider-Man
though.
2?
Did we talk a lot during Godzilla?
I don't remember talking a lot during
I
Godzilla.
didn't like the
I
movie.
remember talking during Amazing Spider-Man
Yeah.
2 because it was atrocious.
That movie was atrocious,
Which
and it was
I
the,
agree
it
with.
was
And
it was
you're
the
right,
follow-up to
like-
me and Jim watching Man of Steel, which I feel bad for anyone that was anywhere near us because we talked through that whole movie.
I can't blame someone for getting mad because who are we to decide that the movie's bad?
Yeah.
But hey,
Just don't go to the midnight
we
showing and do
decided
it.
we decided it was bad.
It was
Sorry.
atrocious, though. Anyone that was enjoying that movie, we did them a favor because they didn't have a good experience, and if they would have been able to watch the movie and not hear us talking, they also would have had a bad experience. It would have been
also,
different.
true.
Yeah, we did them a great favor because we gave them a great experience out of a bad movie.
Someone is saying they're trying to call the line and it's not coming through. 702 or not? No. 702
someone's calling.
701 214 5941.
Who's on the line?
Hey, it's Pig Daddy, a.k.a. Dr. Microscope.
What up, dude?
Yeah, Dr. Microscope.
Woo! I just wanted to wish you guys a happy 10-year.
Thank you.
I've been listening to you guys for like probably 4, maybe 5 years now.
Holy
Just,
shit.
Hell yeah.
Real proud of you guys.
Thank
You're
you.
doing it big. And I also wanted to say that I really liked Spider-Man 2. I thought Spider-Man 2 was pretty good.
Wait,
Yeah.
Amazing
Amazing
Spider-Man 2?
That was the best Peter Parker.
Are you
Wait,
talking
wait.
about Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 2?
Oh, wait, were you talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
movie was atrocious.
Oh, yeah, fuck that. Never
Yeah,
mind.
Spider-Man 2
Never
is the
mind.
best out of the 3.
All right, I was about to cancel you out,
Okay, yeah.
playa.
Okay. Never mind. We're on good ground then. But yeah, I just wanted to say, congrats on the 10-year.
Thank you.
And you guys keep on keeping it on.
And you also wanted to say that you're excited for Spider-Man Homecoming, right?
Yeah, man. I totally turned the corner on that one.
Wait, really?
No way.
No.
Oh, okay. Fuck you, Pig Daddy.
Yeah, but Tom Holland doing Umbrella though.
Oh man, he killed it.
Yeah,
doing
he did
Umbrella.
so good.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God.
He totally proved that gender is a social construct.
Actually, I did. Actually, I won't even lie. I did like the Umbrella. I fucked with the Umbrella.
I liked it too. Don't worry.
No, I don't give a shit about that show, and the cynical side of me, it would be so easy to shit on it, but I loved it. It was fantastic.
It was really good.
Well, I mean, now that we're talking about like late night things that worked out, this is a little off topic, but not only did Tom Holland kill it with Umbrella, but Adam Scott meeting Mark Hamill was very cool.
I never would have. Jim sent that to me, and he's like, "Mike, watch this," and I never ever would have watched that.
I wouldn't
under
have watched
any
it.
other
I don't think I
circumstance.
watched it.
My girlfriend told me about it.
Adam
and,
Scott is beautiful though. Let's watch it.
Well, he legit, like, his hands start shaking because he has this story of how he wrote a letter to Mark Hamill when he was like 7 or whatever to come to his birthday, and of course he never came. And so then they bring out Mark Hamill for his birthday.
So he can, like, explain himself.
And his hands start shaking. Like, he legit is very fucking... Like, he has a real moment.
And when he knows that he's being sprayed, he's like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, is this really fucking happening? It seems genuine, and I would have never, ever watched it otherwise because it would just seem like another phony fucking Hollywood moment where someone hams it up because they think they need to seem like a certain way.
Like a nerd.
But it was pretty great.
I'll take it. I love
Anything
Adam
else,
Scott.
Pig Daddy?
No, that's it. Just love you guys and have a great show.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks,
Appreciate the
Pig
call, and I
Daddy.
appreciate your support.
Yeah, definitely, man. Peace out.
All right, thank you. But, I mean, while we're on the topic here about this dude suing this chick for fucking the movie ticket, because, I mean, this goes way back. I remember we were talking about this with Mike back in the day about who pays for what and how you break it down or whatever. This woman here, she has a story about possibly splitting it with a man on a date.
So I met this guy online. We had our first date at a wine bar.
Okay.
I really liked him. Tall, dark, handsome, totally my type. We had a good conversation. The bill comes. It's $20.
Okay. What'd you guys have?
Just a
Water.
just one glass of wine each.
Okay.
And he wanted to split it. $10 each.
Oh, fuck this fucking crowd.
There is no way in the world.
Yeah, what is this? What?
$10 each. Ooh, I can't believe on a date they wanted to both pay $10 for the drinks they both drink. Ooh, I'm in this audience.
Yeah, what is this, right?
Fuck that.
What happened to Who
against
Runs
this
the
lady.
World? Girls. But it's like, I mean, I get, like, I do understand it to a certain respect of, like, yeah, it's $20, just pay $20. But also, who gives a fuck as well? If someone says, on one hand, I'd be like, if someone paid $20, I wouldn't care. But if someone was also like, hey, you got 10 for this $20, I still wouldn't care.
And this is the perfect example of my original point back in the day where it's one thing if she tells that story and then she finishes it and then the woman on the mic goes like, yeah, he probably should have paid for it. But the fucking entitlement of the who pays for the date shit showed right there when she goes, and he wanted to split it. She made that fucking face, then the crowd goes, ooh.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
shows
like,
the way everyone fucking thinks about it.
No. Don't say everyone when you're talking about the audience at the fucking Bethenny Frankel
Yeah,
show.
I don't even know what this
I'm
show
saying
is.
the example of this show
Bethany-
is that a bunch of people that all came to a
Bethany
place, all
Frankel
went
is
like,
a fucking housewife reality show person who got a talk show.
That's fine. I don't know that. I'm not even basing. I'm just saying people in an audience. She talked about something like it's super obvious and assumed, and then the whole crowd reacted like it's obvious and assumed, and it's absolutely
Have you ever been to the
bonkers.
fucking Price is Right, man? They hold up signs that say what you're supposed to do in the audience.
Yeah,
they're
they
like
do.
cheer, and then they're like boo.
Well,
and that's exactly what you do.
Although I do think this is kind of real reactions. I mean, but also like I'm not against. I understand the whole like a man takes a woman out on a date and pays for it. I'm not against that.
Now, again, yeah.
But if a lot of people want to preach equality, I'm not like I would still pay for a date, but I'm not against someone else being like, hey, let's split it. Like It shouldn't be crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I
it should
paid
be
for
fine. It should be fine.
So happy for somebody to split a date with me.
Well, I'm just saying it should be fine for the guy to pay for the date, but you shouldn't think it's outlandish if he's like, "Hey, let's split this." Or
well, and
whatever.
I'd say I'm far on one side of this argument, and I'm not even saying that I've never paid for dates. Like, I think it's weird the situation. Like to a lot of women, it feels like it's not even situational. It's if there's a date, he's paying. Because it's a date.
That's the thing.
And I think that's the weird. I think that's the aspect that's weird. Where I've always said, like, if it's a mutual date, especially a first date, because I think it's one of those things where, like, if you both want to go on a date, I think the first date it makes tons of sense to go half and half because you're kind of like feeling each other out. But then it's like, say you both go on the date and you really really like her, then all of a sudden the variables have changed. You have all this incentive. You want to be around her. You want to go out with her. You want to show her a good time. You feel like you want to try and make a new impression on her because you want her to like you back. So then it's like, yeah, I'd like to pay for this date.
Man, all this sounds so great.
And it wouldn't be weird if she did the same thing, and then you both kept going half for whatever reason. But the first date is the weirdest one to not go half on if there's mutual respect. Again, if you just hit up some girl at fucking Kinko's, you're like, "Hey, you're cute. Can I have your phone number?" And then you hit her up later. Yeah,
you should probably pay for it.
If she assumes you're paying for the date, that wouldn't be crazy. But it's also weird to just never even bring it up. In most situations, I at least make sure it's known.
I think this even goes a step further where this girl, well, let's play it real quick.
Yeah.
She even has her other side where she does like a fake, like, should we split it? And then she gets mad that he says yes.
Oh, fuck. That is even worse.
Like, yeah, that's even worse, right?
$20. I don't even do that with my son. I make him bring his own money to Target. There's no way. Absolutely not.
But before.
And I love they have this dude here on this show to be Dude's Corner, and he kind of is making good points, but they're all ignore him.
Well, that's the other thing. I hate that.
Like, don't reference Dude's Corner guy.
I hate the idea that to them they're like $20 is fucking nothing. Because I've been on plenty of dates where like, hey, guess what? I don't have a fucking lot of money sometimes, but I like you, so I'd like to take you somewhere. And, I guess I'm an asshole because I don't want to throw $20 at something that might go nowhere.
Yeah.
And you're not even necessarily
might just
interested
end up
in
with
it.
You seeing a movie for free.
Yeah.
Really awkward. Did he say something? How did that moment happen?
Okay, so normally when I go out on a date, I usually always reach for my purse because it's just
alligator arms. The alligator arms. You don't really mean to pay.
Well,
Well, see, I
she's
love
admitting she's a piece of shit.
Yeah, they're all like accepting this
And they're all like,
thing.
oh, good, she's also a piece of shit, just like all of us.
These are all rich pieces of shit, though. They're not fucking regular women.
Yeah, they all are trash people.
Anecdotally, I've ran with lots of girls that act just like this.
I've read the red pill on Reddit, and all men are trying to fucking trick women into thinking they're dumb
all I'm
idiots.
saying is this is a perfect example of things I've experienced, and I'm pointing it out.
like it's a test if they're
Franklin's so good.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a test. And so I got my wallet out, and I said, do you want to split it? And he said, yeah.
This lady has crazy eyes.
She does have crazy eyes.
She has crazy eyes.
And
100%.
she also is mad that she asked if you wanted to split it. She's mad that he said yes.
Don't fucking ask
If
them.
I saw her, I would have split too. Fucking immediately. I would have split out of that joint.
And
you cheesed it?
And it is weird. Like, I get the point she's making. I do understand the point of, hey, it's only $20. You're the dude. Be the gentleman and pay it. But you can't do the thing where you're like, should we split it? And then if it doesn't go the way you want it to, be all like sad about it or whatever.
Because I think it's definitely shitty to assume. And again, I'm far on one side of that argument, but it is undeniably shitty to, even if you're doing it sheepishly, to fucking offer and then be annoyed.
Yeah.
I know. Yourself up. You set yourself up.
No.
You should have grabbed your bag. My lip gloss. Pay the bill.
No, women have we have, as men, have this problem because you guys have an a la carte attitude towards equality. Sometimes you want us to hold the door, and then sometimes you want us to pay the bill.
No, we want you to hold the door.
Yeah, see, here we go. Here's Dude's Corner guys coming in kind of with a decent point.
Making a real
but
point.
He's only there for them to be like, shut up. Shut up, you
Fuck
stupid.
you, Steve.
Yeah, shut up, guy.
I'm never reading the manual.
Who's on the line?
Yo, it's Pig Daddy again, but only because I actually have something to add to this exact topic.
What you got, dude?
Every date I've been on, I've never paid for any of the girls.
Well, aren't you a fucking
it's almost been like assumed at this point.
Where you always have or never have?
What was that?
You said you've always paid or you never pay?
No, I've never paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many of these are repeat
it's assumed,
dates?
At least in where I am, I feel like it's assumed that everything is going to be split.
That makes the most sense to me. I feel like if anyone is going to make an assumption, the assumption should be we're splitting. And then if you talk about something, it's not crazy if she's like, oh, I got you, or the guy's like, oh, no, I want to pay for this. But if there's ever going to be an assumption, the craziest thing in the world to me is that the assumption is that one side handles everything. That is nuts. There should either be no assumption or the assumption should be split.
Definitely. Like, I mean, I think the paradigm might be shifting, hopefully, because I've totally offered to pay before, like, and then they're just like, no, like, what? We're both broke. We're gonna split this, like that kind of thing. So I think that the paradigm is shifting away.
I don't know, man. I think you are probably on the lucky end. Although maybe with the younger people.
I think you guys are on the unlucky
Well, I've ran into a lot of girls that split, but you can tell that they want to split because they don't want to feel like. I've been on a date or two where it's just like, she's not having fun. She's not having fun with me. She didn't have a good date. She wants to split because she doesn't want the date that she's not having fun with to like owe her anything, I guess.
Well, here's the thing,
your
though.
Own insecurities, though.
From my point of view, though, I do agree that the guy should pay, and I actually have no problem with that. My problem is if you're gonna play up the part though and be like, should we split it? Don't get mad if the dude's like, okay, let's split
that's
it.
also that's undeniably true.
Yes. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, don't.
I think that I have I think I have a benefit because I'm in college right now, so everybody's broke, and so I think that everybody's like, oh, well, I'm broke, so why would I expect you to like not be broke and pay for my shit? So I don't know.
Well,
I think it might be a little more even now.
I feel I'm probably wrong, but I feel like you're lucking out on more more than you realize.
That could be the case. I do portray myself as a pretty broke piece of shit, so maybe they just know going into it.
Well, I don't know why anyone would go on a date with me and assume I had like lots of money. It's not like I'm like fucking secretly broke. Like I'd like to think that every once in a while I look all right, but I don't necessarily portray the man with all the money.
All right, thanks, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Keep going.
All right, peace, man.
Because you guys have an a la carte attitude towards equality. Sometimes you want us to hold the door, and then sometimes you want us to pay the bill.
No, we want you to hold the door and to pay the bill.
And
No.
But you got to cook.
Yeah, let's all fucking clap. Let's
all
all applaud our own shittiness.
This is a thing that happens on the internet all the time, where people mix two groups of people with like similar roots. Since they have similar roots, they assume that the viewpoint is the same. So just because they're all women and some women want this and some women want that, they assume that all women want both.
Yeah.
And that's not the case.
You're right. It's definitely not all women, but I would wager a lot that it's majority.
You're going to side with the author of the manual?
No. I'm saying that like the way the hens here in the crowd of Bethenny.
Yeah,
I'd say,
because it's a fucking crowd of
Well, again,
Bethany.
I have not once said all girls.
I still think that's the majority. I'm not saying it's all, but I say that's the majority.
And I'm not even saying majority. I've just been saying I run into it all the time, and I think it's ridiculous.
Well, maybe it's because I'm fucking never going on a date ever, but this is not how I view things.
Well, I know, but you're also like cool. You're a cool
well,
person.
Clearly that's why I'm not ever going on dates, because I'm too cool.
I mean, I'm pointing
too cool.
You know what, Thorsten? You're way too cool for dates.
I'm pointing more to. I mean, I know a lot of it's cliche and stereotype, but like cliche and stereotype come from real things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't think it'd be hard to find the young girl that's with the rich old ugly guy.
Yeah. Well,
because he's buying shit and paying for shit.
Yeah, but fucking stereotypes come from real things. Whereas, like, the old guy who pays for shit because he expects the young woman to fuck him. So it goes both ways.
I mean, yeah, that's fair, but I feel like that also trickles down to like just general, like, even if it's Tinder dates or fucking go fish or plenty of fish or whatever the fuck.
My argument is that those people exist on both sides of the fence, and it's unfair to think that all women think this way because of the fucking Bethenny Frankel
I mean, I definitely wouldn't write off all, but I would for sure say majority.
And
I would say over 50%.
I don't think that. And I also got to go pee real bad, and I'm afraid that while I'm gone, women are going to get torn down by Jim and them.
No, don't worry. We don't do that. But I do agree.
But I'm just saying, it's not like this crowd at Bethenny was like be like, no, you're not allowed in this crowd because you're not going to cheer for the men paying.
Well, and
for
we
stuff.
also understand that it's probably a
it's
shitty crowd. Like, I'm not saying this represents all women.
The type of people that would be interested in even going to fucking watch Bethenny.
Like, I'm not saying this crowd represents all women. I'm saying that I have an opinion about a lot of the women I've met, and this crowd represents them.
Well, stop dating pieces of shit. Except for Jade.
And I do.
Jade is cool.
But you know what?
But you gotta cook. I want you to cook, and I want you to make that damn bed.
You know what? It's the little things that count, and if you can't even take care of 20, you damn sure can't take up a mortgage.
Well, because even whoever this lady is,
but that's horse shit too.
And Andrea Kelly,
she has the balls to say that you can't. What? So you're not just going to hand me $20? That means you can't pay your mortgage.
That's what I mean. I feel like that's like a legit feeling from a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a weird.
It's like, to them, it's not that I'm making this guy pay. It's like, what, you can't pay $20?
Yeah.
Even though, like, to him, it's probably like, I could pay $20, but why should I? You give me 10.
Yeah,
give me 10 of this.
Well, it's like it's the job interview thing where you can show up in a fucking tuxedo, but then, like, guess what? If you get that job, you're never wearing a tuxedo again. So, like, maybe be more realistic.
Let's see, Andrea Kelly on Twitter. She's the star of VH1's Hollywood X's.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
She's a choreographer, fashion designer, and actress. I've never, ever heard of her.
Well, yeah, it's because she's on Bethenny all the time. She's too busy with Bethenny.
Hashtag my egg. Ja. Mama is so blessed. I am still amazed. God found me worthy of bringing you. Is she talking about, like, her egg? Like her
uterus?
Her vagina egg?
Yeah, probably. She's got like one of those eggs that like a husband can buzz with a phone. No, but I think that is I think it's wrong to be entitled on both sides. But I think the obvious entitlement that I've experienced has always been the
thing is, like
payment.
I'm saying, I do think that a guy should pay. I think it's just kind of tradition. It's like it's a what do they call that? What's that, like? Chivalry. It's a sign of chivalry. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's
but
not.
I don't think you should think less of someone.
But I think it should all be a choice.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like you should be, judge a whole situation just because someone's like, hey, you know what? This is the first date. I don't know you that well. Let's split this fucking $20.
Exactly. In the same way that I wouldn't judge a guy that on his first date was like, hey, I'm going to pay just because it makes a good impression. Or a girl that was like, I'd rather you don't pay because I don't want to feel like I owe you anything. Like, I wouldn't judge any of those people for making any of those assumptions. It's just that it's not a choice. And that it's so weird how often something isn't a choice for the girls or the guys when everyone wants it to be so equal. Yet there's all these weird, what's like, oh, I want it to be equal unless it helps me. For the guys and the girls. The guy wants to drop like $130 and then get a blowjob. And the girl wants to not have to pay to eat and see a movie and get a drink, and both of them are making a weird, odd assumption because they're like, well, but I want it to be equal, but I still want to get this dope benefit.
Well, that is the other side of it too. Like, even though I think like chivalry should be, even though I believe in it, and I do feel like a man should pay and take a girl out on a date. I don't think that on the flip side that means he's owed any type of sexual favors or whatever.
In the same way that her dumb point doesn't make any sense, I don't think that the idea that you're not willing to only drop $20 means that you're some piece of shit that like that rolls downhill and like speaks to your character. Or
Agreed.
Something. You damn sure can't take up a mortgage. I need to know.
I love this idiot. You can't pay this $20 bill. You ain't paying my mortgage.
I need to know that in 5 years we can get married based on this 11 seconds of this date, and I'm fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I love Matthew C in the chat. Jim believes in chivalry. What a loser.
I did love on the Patreon comments where someone pointed out that Stella really wanted to listen to that Xenon song again.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the episode where you can tell that Jim's with his girlfriend because she's like, I want to listen. You got any words to wrap things up with? Yeah, I want to hear that song again. All right, hold on.
Yeah, I don't know what people are talking about. People are like, oh, you're such a pushover. What do you mean? I'm the patriarch. I'm the boss. Don't you tell me otherwise.
So when are we going to share secrets?
Go ahead.
I
start.
guess that's the end.
Whenever
of the
you want
clip.
to start.
I never even heard of Bethenny before.
Whenever you want to start.
I never even heard of Bethenny before.
Yeah,
Who
me
the
neither.
fuck is Bethenny?
She was on Real Housewives, I believe, of L.A.
Ugh, gross.
So now she has like an Ellen type show, or
Exactly, and she's
what's it called,
actually
Ricky Lake.
She's homies with Ellen, which I think is part of what's bolstering her pseudo fame.
Ooh, pseudo fame.
Yeah.
That sounds like a new Pokemon.
It's me.
Let's see
pseudo
what
fame.
the comments
I'm a normal
are.
type Pokemon.
The comments here.
can't
Going
scoot my
into
chair
a
over.
first date with the mentality that the man owes you anything is wrong. Women don't owe men sex. Men don't owe women free food or drinks. Let's start treating each other as equals. Fair
And no,
enough.
They said the exact thing that I meant, that I was saying, where it's the first date. That first date is, to me, the crucial one, where it's weird that either side is assuming anything. Because out of all the dates, the first one is the one that you would expect, that you would assume, if you're going to make any assumption, that it would be cut and dry and obvious that it's a little from both sides.
Yeah,
If there was
I
anything,
agree
but
with
the
that.
idea, because obviously, again, you learn things as you go along. Like me and my girlfriend, she pays for a majority of the food we get. Every time we go somewhere, though, I usually pay for the movie tickets and the places we're going. I tend to drive, so I pay for a lot of the gas, and it's just like a thing where we're both splitting a thing, and we don't have to talk about it or worry about it. But that we're in a relationship. You don't have that benefit when you're just going on random dates, so you have to build towards that.
Well, it's funny, too, because not to put Jake Sprague on blast, but, like, the tides have turned at this point where, like, now his, like, Dana, his girlfriend is, or his fiance, is more successful than him. But he used to talk about in the past of how, like, she would, like, do the thing that they were talking about in this video where, like, she'd go to
Really?
reach for her wallet and he'd be like, I got this. Don't worry about it. I got this.
I think he has mentioned to me that, like,
And
it
he
really annoys her when he doesn't pay for food.
And he would read it as like like she would do the thing, like go to reach for her wallet, and if he like let her, she'd be a little annoyed.
Anytime that he didn't pay for food, she'd get mad at him.
So that does happen.
Yeah,
Thorson.
sometimes my cat gets real sad when I don't fill her food dish.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying that women are just our cat.
Yeah, your points. I'm not even holding your bad points against you, Thorson, because you're so drunk.
I'm just making jokes.
Yeah, I know.
Just making jokes, Mike.
And then also, Mike had shared this story. I hadn't really looked into many of the details, but the headline is: Man sues Las Vegas strip hotel after a mannequin scare in his room.
Dude, I read this and I was like, I have never felt a more kindred spirit in my life than a man who just like some totally unreasonable thing scared him an unreasonable amount, and he hurt himself in the process. Because I've talked about times where I'll like be walking, and then like a bag will blow by in the wind, but I'll be startled by it, and then I'll like roll my ankle.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Get all
understand.
American Beauty on it.
I hurt my head. There's that time I remember when I had that big scar in the middle of my eyes because a bird was flying at me and I didn't see it coming, and I had to jump out of the way, and I hit my head on a truck.
Well, I guess what? This man came back to his room and, excuse me, there was a mannequin in there?
So think about it. Think about that. When you go to your hotel room and it's dark and you see a figure, there's
Yeah,
a life-size
like a
mannequin
shadow, yeah.
that someone put in the room. Like that would be pretty shocking.
I have seen their rooms. I saw H3 stayed there, and they have like themed rooms.
With Post
like,
Malone, right?
Yeah. And their room was like Will Smith themed. So like I think all the Planet Hollywood rooms have like weird themes around celebrities.
Well, it's weird that they would have fucking a mannequin in there. Although they were goofing on those chairs they had for a while.
Those chairs
they had
were
those
really
weird
weird.
like recline chairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, tourist is suing a Las Vegas strip hotel. This is at the Planet Hollywood, by the way, claiming a life-size mannequin in his darkened room caused him to flee and suffer injuries.
Dude, isn't that if I told you this story was about me and that I was the unnamed man,
Yeah.
you'd fucking believe it in a second, right?
I mean, and like he's suing the Planet Hollywood for $10,000 in damages, and that sounds like a lot, but honestly, to Planet Hollywood, that's not that much.
And when you look at lawsuit numbers, that is
Yes.
the most reasonable number I've ever heard in my life.
Except for the fact that it's all his fault. Except for the fact that everything is on him.
Well, let's see. Caesars Entertainment declined to comment on the lawsuit, citing pending litigation. On the use of mannequins in their nearly 2,500 hotel rooms, a spokeswoman said Planet Hollywood has traditionally been decorated with memorabilia, which is now being removed as part of the renovation that will wrap up this year. Botwell said he was shocked and surprised by a human figure when he entered his darkened hotel room in the heart of the Strip in May 2015. Okay, so this is 2 years ago. As he tried to escape the room thinking that there was a person inside who was there to hurt him, he suffered serious injuries.
So think about it. Think about it, Thorsten. You've probably been in plenty of hotel rooms, right?
Wow, you call me a whore?
No, I'm just saying in general. Have you been in?
Yeah, I definitely have.
Name one hotel room that's ever had a mannequin.
None.
So isn't it sort of reasonable to think that when this guy sees a figure in his hotel room that he might be a little surprised that there's a figure in his hotel room because there's never been a mannequin in any hotel room ever except apparently this one hotel.
Am I staying in a Hollywood themed suite?
No, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a mannequin in there. Also, it's one of those things where just because there's a mannequin in there, you've been in that room, what, once, maybe twice? The lights are off and you see a figure. You don't even necessarily assume it's the mannequin, but even if it is, it's going to shock you because you don't see it coming.
You know what happens after this? I get embarrassed for myself, and I never tell anyone
that's
this happened.
True.
No,
you're right.
You're
right. I hurt myself. And then I get really embarrassed.
I
never tell anyone.
I text Jim. I tell the story on Jim and them, and then I sue the Planet Hollywood.
No, nobody ever knows this happened to me.
Yeah, it turned out that the human figure was a mannequin wearing a Miller Lite racing suit, locked in a glass cabinet. The lawsuit claims he suffered undefined injuries to his body, limbs, organs, mind, and nervous system, resulting in conditions that may be permanent and disabling.
And that's just lawyer talk. You know that he didn't go in there and say any of that. That's
Yeah,
just the lawyer
I
being
agree.
like, we have
I
to
agree
word
with
it this
that.
way because it's like the way we do it.
It further said that the life-size human figure in a darkened room is dangerous and hazardous, and that Planet Hollywood should warn its customers about the mannequins. The incident was left him limited in what he can do for work and fun, including a loss of life enjoyment. He's seeking...
Who do I sue for my loss of life enjoyment?
Again, I guarantee that's all the lawyer. He's asking for $10,000.
Yeah,
it's all the lawyer adding that fucking that talk in
He's
there.
seeking damages to cover his medical bills, attorney fees, pain and suffering. I mean, because honestly, yeah, $10,000. Like, if you take into account, if he did legit, I mean, even if you had to go to the ER. That's a good amount. Like medical bills is taking a good chunk of that $10,000, attorney fees, and then pain and suffering and wages and earning potential.
Yeah, it's a super reasonable number.
Typically, I would be like, fuck this guy, but it doesn't feel like he's asking for a lot. And it is like I could totally see myself like going in my room and seeing a weird silhouette like against the mirror. And be like, ah, what the fuck?
Every once in a while, I have that Darth Vader in my room. And it's right up against my window. Yeah. And every once in a while when I wake up like in the middle of the night or whatever and I'm just kind of like adjusting myself or moving my pillow or something, there's that split second where I just woke up, I see a figure of a body in front of the window and I'm like, huh? Oh yeah, it's just Darth Vader. But like imagine that happening in a place you're not familiar with and it's the actual shape of a human. Like,
I even just have a lamp in my room that like sometimes catches the clock light from the
just
oven.
Perfectly.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, someone's watching me sleep.
I mean, yeah, because I totally get him being scared, but I am also with Kristen where like I would never tell anyone.
Oh yeah, you guys would know.
Even if I like ran and fell down the stairs and like broke my arm, I would just make up some other story.
Someone had broken into my room or something.
Now you guys
Anything
would know.
other than a mannequin scared me.
You guys would know so fast if it happened to me. I would be telling you guys instantly. I'd be telling the story on Friday, and then I'd be like, well, anyway, I have to go meet my lawyer.
No way.
And one other thing I want to do here before we close out, I like to just close out part twos with. Sorry, podcasters, these are kind of just visuals real quick. Just kind of like, hey, this is a weird video. Let's look at this. First is a man eating a bag of nails.
No.
Wait, how?
He's not shoe nice 22.
Now, I don't know if this is
Wait, why is he chewing? It's not serving any purpose.
Yeah, I don't know if this is fake or not. I don't think it is. Because it's in some weird fucking third world country or whatever.
Third world?
How has no one ever said that before? Jim, how are you the first?
I'm not the first. I've heard Gavin McGinnis calls them third world countries. Like everyone's all happy because this guy eats a bag of nails. And he's like, I'm going to show you. Let me put on my fucking button up real quick.
It annoys me that he's chewing. It doesn't help anything. It's not doing anything.
Maybe he's got strong-ass teeth.
Man, I know this is stupid, but like, how did he not die? Right?
I don't know, dude.
If he tried to shit them out or trying to pass them in their stomach or anything, it's got to die, right?
Maybe he... Well, I guess it's like those people that eat fire, right? Look, you just take a nice handful of nails to eat. Because the thing is, even if this is fake, I'm impressed by it.
It's a really good fake if it's fake.
I'm impressed by this dude eating nails.
Oh, I think the translation is, yeah, I'm eating a bag of nails. Yeah, right here. This is a bag of nails.
Even his friends like, eat more, dude. This is crazy.
It's like me when you guys are drinking. Like, come on, eat more nails, Jim. Come on, Jim. You haven't eaten enough nails yet.
Yeah, it's just Jeff. He's spitting a lot of them out, though. I don't know how much.
Well, you can only fit so many nails in your human mouth.
I like how they're like, yo, bring the camera. Tommy's going to be eating nails.
You know, I justify this. Whip that fucking camera out. If you find a man in a field eating nails, it's like, well, yeah, that's the situation where it's okay to whip out your camera.
This is Mandy eating nails.
So, yeah. And then the last thing here is...
like the fucking tornado guy.
The last thing here is a goat with one eye. Look at that one eye. Look at that one eye on the goat. Can you believe it?
What the fuck?
This looks like, and like, because aren't goats like satanic or whatever?
That looks like a nightmare creature.
Yeah. Because goats are like weirdly satanic. Like, Thorson's loving this fucking goat.
Thorson is losing her shit.
Look at it, right? I'm sorry, podcasters, but hey, this is how we end part 2 now. We gotta see some visuals real quick. It's this goat with one giant eye, like a cyclops goat. But it's
stupid tongue.
Yeah, it's got his tongue hanging out.
Oh my god, what is wrong with it?
It has one eye. That's what's fucking wrong with it. It's a fucking retard goat.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, hey, what's
Look
up?
at its underbite.
Yeah, it's got like a weird like overbite. It's got its tongue hanging out. It's kind of like got one ear kind of chewed off a little bit.
This goat shouldn't have made it through birth. This goat was supposed to die, but human science has come too far, and it saved it.
We were able to save
now
this.
Now it has to live a sad.
We were able to save this one-eyed goat.
And its eye is so big. It's a gigantic eye.
Yeah.
It's not like one normal eye. It's like a super eye.
And it really feels like something like this would be like fucking jackpot for Illuminati like conspiracy theorists because goats are satanic. It also has the Illuminati eye. So like I feel like this goat is probably worshipped wherever it's at the very least. You got to worship the one-eyed goat.
Worshipped under the fucking ground where the Illuminati live.
Kunkbar in the chat. It's a fucking retard goat.
It's a retard goat.
Who's on the line?
Hey, this nigga at the bus stop eating a bag of nails, y'all. This nigga at the bus stop eating a bag of nails. You see this?
Yeah, I think I saw that. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh, man, I love that mannequin story, especially for Mike, because...
You almost got me, Murph.
Yeah.
Did you see this one-eyed goat, though, Murph?
Oh, the one-eyed goat. I saw a picture of it earlier.
So gross.
I feel like we should cherish it.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he that what we call the guy at the bus stop?
He should be worshipped as a god, Jim? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. An American god, if you will.
And I had a question for Thorson.
Uh-oh. What is your question, Jeff?
Do you know what happened?
What happened, Jeff?
Ah! Mike! Ah!
Damn it! Jeff got me.
You heard it.
Ah!